How beautiful is Adam Levine? That's just what I want to know. His voice, his face. Hi guys, good morning. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen everyone, and I'm just excited to be back. Um, I was just looking at my kid and my husband, and we're also tan. I feel like we just don't belong in Michigan. This is the first sun we've seen in a long time, so I'm just keeping the window open. And it's just so nice to be back to things. I felt like we all got like a nice little recharge. Even if you stayed at home during spring break, I felt like staycations are the best. It was just nice to recharge, but I missed you guys. And I have a lot of stuff I want to share today. In case you didn't know, I would say that Eric Worre is on like my top like three list of people that truly inspire me in just a different way. You know, those people that like you look at and you're like, wow, what they do is really cool and that's great. But then there's the people that you know that they're kind of watching you and they're like pushing you. And just to do a little story, because I see a bunch of people hopping on, so I'm gonna give you guys a second. When we did one of his big leadership events. It was like a retreat almost. We went to Las Vegas. It was called Beyond Leadership. It was like the second time that I had seen him in person. And actually, when I first joined this business, Jessica made me go to Vegas. I didn't know anyone, by myself with her and a couple other girls for this GoPro. We were actually in the recording of the video he made. With a bunch of other people, but it was so cool. That was like when I first fell in love with what he does. And at one of his conventions, at this Beyond Leadership convention, he had me stand up and talk about why I do the business. And we dug down into some really deep things. And it's honestly when my whole life shifted, because I've always kind of relied on Haas in this business, as I quote myself, an introvert, for his extroverted skills. It makes me like, my safety blanket almost. And ever since I had that retreat with him, I was able to not, it's not that I don't need Haas, but I need to be able to do things on my own as well. And he referred to it as dimming my own light so I can allow other people to shine. And it was just a pivotal moment in my life, my career, everything. And it's really cool because honestly, he still calls Haas and I, he still texts us, he still like comments on pictures and messages me to check on me and my family. So that's what I mean by inspiring someone. Like if I ever decided I wanted to quit something, I would feel like Eric Worre is watching me. Like he's going to call me and be like, why did you quit? And I would probably be so scared. Like he's the godfather. So I wanted to take today and talk about going pro on your social media and how important it is to kind of have that shift. And I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go back a lot because I had a lot of experiences this week are going to help me talk about why I went pro. And honestly, it really all started at that event for me when I started taking stuff seriously, realizing the power of social media and the importance of showing up professionally. And I think the most part you need to think about is when you're running a business, and I always compare to like Target or, whatever. I love Target. So whatever business you see that's promoting on the internet, right? They're treating their business like a business. Would you look at your profile and hire you and follow you? Would you join you in your business? That's the kind of stuff I want you to think about as we go through this, because that's a big part of going pro. I have no problem with having fun. Y'all know that. I'm like the fun queen. But a lot of my fun, you guys will never see on my Facebook or my social media in general, to be honest with you. That's my personal fun time. I don't believe that it should be shared on my professional space because I use social media for my career and my business. It's not to say that people in my business don't know that I'm fun. They do. But I just think it's more fun to work that area as a very professional space because it is really hard. You guys, I saw this TikTok the other day and it really made me go like skirt because again, it's where my pivotal moment changed. When you open your mouth and you start sharing on social media and you start posting, you start being vulnerable, especially if you're somebody who likes to go live, what you do and say literally gives off your brand, your presence. Like people will never forget something you say. Oh my gosh, squirrel moment. If you're on TikTok right now, have you guys seen the Rachel Hollis crap going on? Whoa, that lady's never going to live this stuff down. Okay, I'll just give you a little tidbit really quick. She basically said that she hires a housewife. I'm not going to get into whether she's right or wrong. I don't really care. But she said she hires a house, I just said a housewife, I meant a house cleaner. She hires a house cleaner because she deserves to have somebody clean her toilets. Well, all these house cleaners came in the comments and said, we do more than clean toilets. We're hardworking women too, all this stuff. And I guarantee you, I know it's a fact. She just really diminished her brand and her presence by a small thing that she probably didn't mean to say like that. But that's the point of what we say on social media can be extremely powerful. One word, one thing, one do, one post can change everything about your presence and your brand on your social media. Oh my gosh, now you guys are all going to see it because I talked about it near your phones. When you do, you can just message me and tell me what your opinion is. It was, I don't know, it was weird. But do you think about, for example, you remember the feta cheese, the big feta cheese and tomato thing? You guys, my Kroger was sold out of feta cheese blocks for 2 weeks. That's the power of social media. Mama Val and I were just talking about the KVD Foundation. We can't find it anywhere. It's sold out everywhere. That's the power of social media. Talk about one thing, say it's amazing, say it's great, everybody's going to try it, right? And I don't think we realize too, 3 out of 4 adults are on some form of social media. It doesn't mean they're participating in it, they're on it. Like my mom's on TikTok all the time. She doesn't do anything. I love you, Mom. Lots of people are, right? Lots of people are on certain platforms. Doesn't necessarily mean they're doing anything on it, but they're always watching things. They're watching for when a really cool feta cheese recipe drops and they go get the feta cheese. By the way, it took me 2 weeks to try that. I didn't really think it was worth it, to be honest with you, but that's just me. So there's a huge difference between casually showing up on your social media and taking it professionally. And I know because I used to casually show up on here. I didn't really know what I was doing, and it wasn't bad back when I was doing that. Luckily, it was when social media was like first starting. So we definitely could throw noodles at the wall, and whatever stuck was great. Now it is, you have to be a little bit different. You have to be a little bit more professional. More people are working businesses or selling things through social media. And so when I think about that, I think about creating a brand to enhance my career. And just like I'm saying with you about Rachel Hollis, she has this big brand and this big presence. And so now all these people are watching her, right? So when she did say whatever she said, it was like, oh, these people heard it, right? So when you create that brand and presence, again, you're going to be remembered by things. I still to this day laugh my butt off because people remember this live I did 2 years ago where I said cacao, like when they still message me of like when they see cacao on things. It's just this brand that you create, right? When you start showing up professionally, people start, that's why they're going to go, I'm going to follow Mary because I really like her workout stuff, right? Because she creates a presence of working out all the time, this presence of like healthy, happy lifestyle. So I like to follow those types of things, right? And I think it's really important when you're doing that to know exactly why you're showing up on social media, to exactly why you're using it. And, like I said, I know for some people, they're on there to have fun. Maybe TikTok's your outlet. Before you go to bed, you like to laugh. Okay. But know why you're on Facebook. Know why you're on LinkedIn, Instagram. There's a bunch, and I want to go through a couple of them too. But the reason I say that is because you cannot build an effective online presence if you don't know what you're trying to get out of it or what benefits you can have from the social media platform. Again, if you're just like, I'm just here to make friends. Well, I hope you make friends. I mean, hoping and wishing, right? If you go to yourself and say, I'm going to take this professionally. I want to start bringing in more clients or more engagement, more followers through my social media, right? You're going to start to see the benefits of things that social media can help you with, like a network. Y'all, I probably didn't know 90% of you before the internet, right? I didn't know. The other day, I just looked at my Facebook friends list and, I was pretty proud of myself. I have 4,000 friends, but it's funny because like on Christmas, I only text message 10 people. So I was like, what the heck? That's a lot of people to know over the internet, right? So think about creating a network of peers, whether it's in your career, your niche. You never know when you're going to need to leverage your network. Even if right now, that's why I laugh when people are like, well, nobody's buying, what I have right now. Okay, what if you stay consistent for the next 5 years, building your network? Or, what if the 10 people who don't want it right now in a year are gonna want it? You're creating a network, right? And at that same time, you're creating your brand and your presence to this network. You can stay up to date on all the trends. Obviously, social media is huge. Like I said, 3 and 4 adults are on it. Something's always trending that you can talk about. Something is always, whether it's food, I got you, I'm coming in hot. Whether it's a food recipe or a movie or a show. Jess posted about This Is One on Netflix. So I had to go watch it and see what it was about because I was like, Jess, watch something. I got to see what it's about. It is keeping you up to date on all the trends, which I think in nowadays is super important. Another thing you can do is announce your accomplishments and your goals and your presence as a leader in your field. Okay, if we're all on social media and you're not presenting that you're a leader in your business, or, let's say your company lets you go on trips and you never announce them. Well, what if I love to travel and I'm not joining your business because I like to travel? So I'm going to go join another business that looks like they're having a lot of fun doing that. That's the space for social media, to announce all of that stuff that you do. And I know sometimes people, especially nowadays, get really nervous to announce accomplishments and stuff like that, but that's what this is for. You work hard for that stuff to earn it, whether it's your team or you, especially in network marketing, because I know a lot of us are with companies that give us incredible rewards. Announce those things on social media. Create that presence as a leader in your field. That's why people want to follow people. Even if it's because you know how to cut a grilled cheese better than me, right? If that's something I want to know, I'm going to follow you for it. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, I know all the chemical number. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about already. It can be anything that they follow you for. It doesn't necessarily have to be like book knowledge. And then, the last one, share your knowledge. Share any type of knowledge you have. I think of Heidi because she's hopping on right now. The woman is so knowledgeable in skin anything, right? So it's a really great space for her to be able to share. She's a very valuable person to people like me who struggle with skin issues because I don't know anything about anything half the time. Call her every time. I'm like, what does this mean? Should I buy it? Right? Share your knowledge there. And I think probably the most important part of going pro on social media is, do you have DMOs on your social media that are for your business? I don't mean you get up and you message your grandma good morning. That's not a DMO. Maybe it is that's like personal DMO. DMO for your business, like an IPA, an income producing activity. When you get on there, are you doing certain things that are going to help you grow? Or are you just like scrolling and trolling? I feel like that's my new hashtag. Are you making connections? Think about right now, if you're at a halt in your business and you're like, I haven't talked to anybody lately. I don't have any customers. I don't have any prospects. When was the last time that you had a conversation with someone about your product, service, or opportunity? If it's been a minute, that might be why. Our network marketing business are built off of conversations. Even if you're just saying happy birthday, I'm going to give you a little tidbit. Trolling can be fun. I agree, LaShawn. I save that for my at night time. That's my little goal, my reward to myself. You think about, right? For example, my favorite DMO, IPA DMO, is birthdays. It's very simple. I get on my Facebook and I wish people happy birthday. I won't forget it. Like I won't forget to feed Zane. Like it is an important part of my business because I know it helps me grow my business. And it's simple as saying happy birthday, BK. You're right below me. It's very simple as that, right? But it starts a conversation. It's my job as a network marketer and as someone who's offering a product, service, or opportunity, right, to continue the conversation. When she says, thanks, Sid, well, then I come back with, what are you doing today? My favorite's to go get margaritas and tacos on my birthday. Hope you have fun, right? It's your job to keep that conversation going. And a really great book, here I go again, is called Icebreakers. I'm going to put it in the comments, by Big Al. It's just a nice book for Big Al Schreider. Like if you're having problems with what to say to people, like it literally helps you break the ice with people. But that's a great icebreaker. Happy birthday. It's been a minute since we've talked. What the heck have you been up to? Like, I just wish happy birthday to someone I haven't seen in a long time. So I'm sure we're going to have a conversation going. Conversations creates connections. Connections. What's that saying that Fraser uses? Conversations before commissions. Yeah, something like that. So conversations are going to help you grow your business. And just right now, if you're like, I need to start more conversations, start with birthday messages every single day and start doing the 3-15-10. And what that is 3 times a day, before you start trolling, LaShawn, 3 times a day, spend 10 minutes engaging with 15 people. And, if I were you, what I would do, what helps me stay organized, because in case you guys can't tell, I have a slight ADHD. I keep lists of everything. So I try to engage with the same 15 people throughout the day. Maybe it's like a couple 5 off or here or there, but if I did different people, that's 45 people a day. I don't know, that overwhelms me a little bit. So I usually stay between like a 15 and 20 people. That's my lead list, my people that I'm constantly engaging with because I'm trying to prospect them in some way, like product or service, right? So maybe that will help you too, but try that 3, 15, 10 and start with birthdays. That's a simple step. Anybody, even if you've been doing this business for 10 years and you decided now you want to get started again, that's a small step. Don't focus on the staircase. So many people get this like, oh God, I got to go live immediately because then I got to apologize for not being here for the last 5 years. Lord, don't do that. Don't worry. Just start back at that first stair and go from there. And speaking of going live, I feel like along this journey, you're probably going to have to learn a new skill. It's most likely going to happen. To give you a little background, I know a lot of you guys know my story, but before network marketing 5, almost 6 years ago, I worked at Dollar Tree. The only time I had for Facebook was to literally snoop on people. Am I right or am I right? Okay. It's okay. But that's the only part of social media I was really doing, was snooping. I wasn't there to grow a business. I didn't have a business, so I didn't understand that. But when I joined network marketing and the social selling space, I realized that social media was going to be how I reach people from this chair without having to go anywhere. So I needed to figure that out and learn a new skill, how I was going to create a presence online. And again, I want to talk about, there's so many different platforms. In the least way to say, don't get overwhelmed, find out which one is for you. Find out which one you want to show up on. Most of us are on Facebook. And I know I had a couple conversations with people that they're hopping off Facebook for whatever reason. Fine. I've worked most of my business and gained most of my momentum from Facebook. So I always plan to stay there unless it take me off. But that's a casual network, right? Where you can connect with people, you can participate in groups. There's Twitter. That's a sounding board. You can post 140 characters related to your career, your niche, your thoughts, share links. So you can always go on Twitter. There's LinkedIn, which is a more professional network, obviously, where you can show more of your knowledge. It's more like a resume style platform, but it's absolutely incredible. There's YouTube, which is another incredible resource that I don't think enough people take advantage of, but it's all video sharing platform. Share knowledge, motivation, tips. There's Instagram, right? But the most important part of all of that is you're going to always begin as a follower. You're always going to begin as, here I go, I'm just getting started. You're not going to walk into Instagram if you haven't used it and be like, oh man, this is so great. It's like getting a new phone. When you get a new phone and you want to throw it up against the wall the first day just because you don't know where everything's at and the buttons are all messed up. And like, look, I still haven't changed my background from when I got a new phone because I don't know how to set the right one in there and it's irritating me. So I just left it. Like, that's the type of stuff that happens with people when they get on these platforms and they're like, ugh, I can't figure it out, or I don't like it, or it's not for me, right? I think we can decide pretty quick, if a platform is for us or if our clients are on there or if we belong on there, right? But remember, you're always going to begin as a follower, someone who's just lurking in, oh yes, thank you, Mary, I probably need it. You're going to be always someone who's lurking and to see if it's good for you, right? You're going to be looking around at first before you make posts, before you do anything. You're going to be that person that's kind of getting used to the phone. And I want to share a story with you. Yes, Lindsay, that is something that Eric talks about so much in this book. You have to continuously keep learning. You're always learning as a leader, not just in this business, as life. I think about as a mom, I'm always learning, always. So always be a student. I love that. I want to share with you guys a story that I had with someone in my business. We did a little coaching call and we were talking about live videos. I do a lot of live videos. And I encourage people on my team to do it. They don't have to, but I encourage because I know the power of live. And I had said, hey, go live. So she went live she was super upset with the results because she compared them to mine. She called me immediately and was like, I didn't get what you got right off that live. And I immediately had to skirt her before she finished the conversation, right? Before we got too far into the self-doubt hole, like skirt, because you can't compare your day 1 to my day 730. I've been doing lives consistently for 2 years. When I started, no one was on. When I started, no one commented. When I started, no one shared it. But I just kept going. I just kept being consistent. And what I saw in her, I see happen with so many people, where they just take that so personally, that one moment, that one time that they try and it didn't go out the way that they wanted, and they just quit. If you owned a donut shop, here we go with the donuts. If you owned a donut shop and nobody came in that day, would you throw
That's
out the
my
donuts?
line, Susie Donuts.
Susie's Donuts. I know, I feel like Zane already asked me for donuts this morning, so it was in my head. But you think about, if no one came to your donut shop, if no one came to the Tim Hortons today, they're not going to burn it down and quit. They're going to do whatever with the donuts and start again tomorrow. That's what you have to do in your business when you take this professionally. Even if it's a post, it doesn't have to be the live, you guys. But just watching her be sad about her results not being the same as mine. Even when you join a business for the first time, you cannot compare yourself to your millionaire leader or your upline that's a triple, quadruple diamond. You're not having that results that fast. You have no idea where they started. I find a lot of people too on social media, they want to post like someone who is way further along in the business when they need to just probably stick to the basics. It's kind of why I'm not a fan of attraction marketing, because everybody wants to do it like right out the get. And I'm like, but no one knows what you're sharing. Like if you don't tell them, if you're never sharing about what exactly it is, if you're not a raving fan of what you have, right? So you have to remember that you're going to have to start somewhere, whether it's on a platform, whether it's going live, whether it's posting about your product. So many people too make a product post with a cool call to action, and then they tell me no one commented. So that's okay. Do it again next week and next week and next week. And I guarantee you, a year of doing weekly call to actions, at some point, you are going to have someone that says something, says, hey, I'm in. And I'll tell you too, this girl, after we had this conversation, someone purchased from her. So I was like, you need to just breathe sometimes too. And the girl didn't comment on the live, but she was watching. So you have to remember that people are always watching. Those 3 to 4 people on the internet, maybe they're not all commenting on your stuff, but they're always watching what you're doing. And even Jess, I love to talk about Jess because she's crushing it in her stories right now. And I remember before when we were talking about stories, she's like, I just don't like it. And I'm like, I get it, dude. It's weird. It's something that we're not really used to. But I'm like, just try it, man. Just try it. And now she's like consistent, killing it. Even I'm like, where'd you get that from? I like that. Who's doing that? Oh, share that with me, right? And I guarantee you she's seeing some success from that because she's consistently sharing and creating a presence within her stories that's very professional. I think too, sometimes we have to think right before you make a post, go to yourself, is this GoPro? Is this professionalism? Is this something that if I was the owner of Target, would I post on my Facebook, or would I say, because I know too, some of us, things are hard sometimes and I'm not saying don't share like your opinion on things, but I'm saying GoPro. Treat your social media as if it were your personal donut shop. And what you said and what you do say and what you show and how you present yourself is an important part of your career as a network marketer. It will carry along with you forever, like all of your videos on social media too. Remember that. So, I hope what you took here today is don't compare yourself in any part of your business or on social media, or when you're looking at people and they have all these followers. Everyone started somewhere. So all you have to do is tell yourself today, tomorrow, Monday. I don't know if you're the Monday person. I don't like those people. Just start. Because you got to just start showing up so that you can say, okay, yeah, I did do it for 3 or 4 weeks and it started working. And that will start creating that where it's going to be a habit because you're enjoying it and you're seeing something, you're seeing results from it. And I hope today inspired you to stop scrolling and trolling and to go pro on social media, because we believe that you guys can show up as social media pros and become network marketing professionals through these computers. So love you guys. Don't forget, tomorrow we are going to be in here with Jessica. So we'll see you here at 8:30 a.m., which is Thursday, but we're going to be back on Thursday. So start setting your alarms, remind your teams. And yeah, I'm excited. Welcome back, y'all.